How's it going, everybody? My name is John. I'm here today with Patrick Hyundai, part of the Patrick Dealer Group in Schaumburg and Naperville, Illinois. And today I'm going to tell you all about Hyundai's new flagship model. It's a 3-row all-electric SUV. This is the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. Let's go. Starting off with some facts and figures for you here. The 2026 IONIQ 9 in calligraphy trim, which we have here, which is the top of the range, with the 2 electric motors for all-wheel drive. That gives you front and rear electric motors on the axles. Puts out 422 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque, and can do 335 miles on a full charge. You can also charge from 10 to 80% in under a half hour on a level 3 fast charger. So really, really good stats there. Plenty of power, plenty of range, and it really does get the range that it says. I've been driving this thing around. It is completely accurate as far as I can tell, which is a big plus and not something you see in every electric vehicle. And now for the design, which is a big talking point about a IONIQ 9. It is one of the things that people are going to notice and talk about most with this new model. It fits in line with the rest of Hyundai's IONIQ models, so most notably the IONIQ 6, a lot of familiarity with the design language there, but they've taken that and even gone forward another 10 years. This is one of the most futuristic looking vehicles out on the market now. You have all these really sweeping curves along the car, and then all of these pixelated LED designs for all the lighting around the vehicle as well. Really unique style choice there. Looks really cool in my opinion, especially in this blue. Looks absolutely fantastic. But you can see very clean front end design here. Cool little feature on the front is that you have these little vanes here that open and close as you're driving along to help modulate airflow and help with cooling for the batteries and things like that. But you'll notice very slab-sided. That's all to do with lowering the coefficient of drag on the vehicle to help it slip through the air as quickly as possible and be as most efficient as possible as well. One other feature that a lot of customers always ask with any electric vehicle is, does it have a frunk? And I'm happy to say yes, it does. With just a little hold down on the button on the key, it pops right open. It's not the biggest frunk you've ever seen in here, but plenty of room to store your charging cables or any kind of soft bags for any kind of trip if you don't have room in the car, which would be surprising if you fill this up because there's tons of room inside. And then around the back of the car, definitely Hyundai's boldest design choice with the IONIQ 9 here is the rear lighting and styling of this vehicle. You can see this rear light bar goes all the way around the whole outside of the car. You got your turn signals on the outside, brake lights in the middle, your third brake light up at the top, and then your reverse light down at the bottom here. But it really is like they just took a knife and just cut the back of the car off. It almost reminds me of the camback style tail designs of 1960s race cars, almost like a Shelby Daytona coupe. I'll show a picture of that here. You can almost see the resemblance, especially in this cosmic blue paint color. But really cool design, definitely like nothing else you're gonna see on the road. And then speaking of the trunk here, there is a little button to pop it open on the tailgate itself. And then inside you're gonna see you got plenty of room in here. All of the seats are all adjustable with power. You can just push a button, they can fold, go forward, back, lay down, stand up, do whatever you want. And then underneath the trunk here, you also get a little cubby for some long-term storage there as well. You get all of the charging accessories and everything, bunch of stuff comes standard with these vehicles. So a whole lot of goodies to go through whenever you pick one of these up. And then you can also use the car as a charger of itself. Using what Hyundai calls vehicle to load, you can buy a little adapter that goes into the charge port on the side of the car, and then you can use your regular charging cable, plug it into another electric car, and use your car to charge that electric car, or even vice versa. So really cool uses of technology, making sure that the giant battery packs in these cars can be put to more use than just driving the vehicle forwards. All right, taking a look inside the IONIQ 9 here, and it is very nice in this car. This has the gray interior. You can also get black, but it is really nice in here. If you didn't know that this was a Hyundai, you would assume that it was some German automaker making a car that cost 3 times more than this. All of the fit and finish on this car is just beautiful. Look at the little detailing on the seats with all of the perforations. You got middle stitching in different colors there. One of the coolest details I like on all the new Hyundai models is that on the steering wheel, those little 4 squares there, which actually stand for H in Morse code, which is cool, but they actually light up. So during a lot of the autonomous driving features in the car, those will actually light up with different things to let you know, hey, someone's close to you, or if the car's driving itself, they'll light up green, things like that. Just a bunch of really cool details in there. But you can see all around the car, they did a really nice job at making sure everything looks and feels premium, worthy of the price tag of this car. You also get the Bose sound system in here as well. A lot of the interior trims, like especially the center console here and the dashboard, kind of remind me of the Genesis GV60, of course from the same family. Of course you get the dual 12.3-inch touchscreen displays. These work really well. One of the things that I especially love is the fact that these cars have separate heating and air controls from the screens in the front, like a lot of other cars do. They have their own dedicated display down here, and it's super easy to use. I love all the shortcut buttons to jump to things you're going to use most in the infotainment system, but my favorite button on here has definitely got to be the one to switch between rear and front climate zones. It's really nice for when the kids get out and they're done blasting the AC or the heat or something different than what you've got up here. You can just tap and switch between the two and adjust all of your settings there. Piece of cake, really easy to do as you're driving. Another interesting design here, kind of hard to show off on camera because it's in kind of a goofy spot, but your gear selector down here, you actually start and stop the button from the button on the stalk there, and then you're just going to be rotating the end of this into drive neutral or reverse, and then your park button is just right on the end. But really cool design there and pretty easy to use also. Down here you got a couple of cool things. Another thing they borrowed from Genesis, this is actually a fingerprint recognition sensor. So once you have your driver's profile saved into the car, and you can actually save your fingerprint, and then when you get in, it'll load up all your settings into the car and you'll be able to start it just by tapping your finger on there. Really cool. You can switch between all your different drive modes here. You got your auto hold. This brings up your surround view cameras on the car, turning on and off the parking sensors, your hill descent control on there as well. And then you can also see that you just have tons and tons of chargers down there as well. You can also put the key there to charge it up, which is cool. You do have a wireless charger there as well. And then you have a really nice center console there with plenty of room, and a cool little party trick, it can open from both ways. So if you keep a bunch of snacks in here like I do, then you can get them from the front and then your kids can steal them from the back. So really useful there. And another thing that I love is having the power adjustability buttons on the side of the seat there. A little hard to show with that camera angle, but say somebody gets in your car and they have the seat in like a crazy position, you can just put it right back to how you want just by touching the buttons on the side there, so that you don't have to reach all the way over and adjust it or get out and walk around. Other things I love in here is that the headliner is all Alcantara suede, which is really nice, and it's fun because the kids can draw things on the roof as well. You do get this giant panoramic sunroof on here as well that opens and closes with a power shade there also. You got these really nice visors here. I always judge a car's fanciness by how thick the sun visors are. These are really thick, they do a good job. And then you can also tell that this is also all meant for acoustic control here, which means that you're gonna get no sound noise from the road as you're driving along. And this car also has active noise cancellation, so it is completely silent inside this car as you're driving. The only thing you're gonna hear is your own breathing and the fan speed or the radio that you're listening to. You also get this really cool design trim on the calligraphy editions there, and you can see all of the ambient lighting going around the vehicle as well, where you can choose all of the colors. And another detail I absolutely love is on the pedals there, you have a plus and minus symbol just to have a little bit of fun with the electric car nature of the vehicle. Proves that the designers are able to have a little bit of fun too. And then along with the back seats here, these seats are all power. You can either choose to get a bench or a captain's chairs layout in the second row. I think most people are probably going to go with the captain's chairs. They seem to be a little bit more comfortable, and 6 people is already a lot to carry around. 7, not going to need it as often, and plus it makes it easier to get in that third row. And like I said, these seats being all power, you get to kind of choose where you want the legroom in the vehicle. Instead of making the car an extra 2 feet longer, they were smart and they thought about it. So no matter where people are sitting, they can always adjust where the legroom in the car is. So they move forward and backward quite a bit. So if no one's sitting in that third row, you can move these seats all the way back, and then you have a ton of room, almost like a limousine back here. And then if you want more legroom in the third row, slide the middle row forward and they get all the legroom. You can also push this button here and it'll power fold the seat forward to make getting in that third row easier, but obviously you can also still walk through the center aisle there. In the third row, you got plenty of room and plenty of stuff to play with as well. You can also adjust the leg room from back here as well. They got power outlets there, they got cup holders, they got all the good stuff there too, so they're definitely not losing out on any features being in that third row. Another detail I love that shows that Hyundai really cares about the luxury aspects of a luxury vehicle, and that is sunshades. They are manual, but it is probably the biggest sunshade I've ever seen on a car door. It really is nice for the kids to be able to block the sun, keep the interior of the car a little bit cooler. And speaking of, there is a heating and air control display down here as well, where you have heated and ventilated seats in these second row captain's chairs, and then you can adjust the temperature and the fan speed, turn it on and off all from right here. And then below here, you also get a little storage cubby. Now this is about my third time driving an IONIQ 9, and honestly, after that time behind the wheel, it has got to be the easiest car I've ever driven. Now, I've been driving for over like 12 years at this point, but anybody, no matter how long they've been driving or what car they drive now, they can get in this car and drive perfectly well, just like anybody else could. Every single input that you make to the steering wheel or the brake pedal or the gas pedal, the car does exactly what you expect it to. And by that I mean that it is just so predictable in every movement that it makes, and just how smooth and how quiet it is. You can sit and just do mile after mile after mile and just barely feel like you're moving a muscle or doing anything. It is such a stress-free environment that it is just a fantastic family car. Kids are gonna love it in the back. Parents are gonna love driving the car. You got all the luxury features you want. The safety systems are just incredible in this car. There's way too many to name. If you think of a safety feature that a vehicle can have in 2025, 2026 now, then this car definitely has it. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff that you get for as standard in an IONIQ 9 or any new Hyundai for that matter. And don't forget that you get America's best warranty for 10 years or 100,000 miles, which is just incredible. Pricing for a 2026 IONIQ 9 starts at $59,000 for a S trim. For a fully loaded calligraphy like this one here, you're going to be looking at about $77,000, which may seem like a lot, but considering all of the features and amenities that this car has, it really does seem like a good deal to me. And considering what other competitors bring to cars in this segment, the level of features and everything, you're going to be looking at $90,000 if it was from another brand. So again, seems like a great deal on my end. These are fantastic cars. Come to Patrick Hyundai and go test drive one. All right, and that's about all I have time for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about the IONIQ 9 as well. If you need any help with parts, service, or sales, the number for Patrick Hyundai is right below. We'll be able to help you out with whatever you need. Also, make sure to check out our social media channels. Those are listed right above me here. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. Have a great day.